Check, check. Audio looks good. Peace, everybody. I hope you are very well, wherever you may be. Welcome back to another video in the series, Exploring Infinite Potential. That is your boundless creative life force within, or the perpetual self-contemplation of your life spirit. We are going into the manuscript Synchronous Universe, which is a second book in the series. The first book being Peaks and Valleys, which has been pretty thoroughly covered in previous videos in this playlist. So definitely check out this playlist and gather as much utility and resources as you will. These books are more like workbooks, and they are available if you are interested. I highly encourage everybody to pick up a personal copy. If you want to reach out to me directly to purchase a copy, definitely don't hesitate. I can send a copy to you, or both copies to you. I also have them on Amazon, so if you use Amazon, they are available as well if you wish to invest in yourself, get yourself a couple workbooks, and it's an ultimate way to support me. It's very much appreciated. I'm going to continue. I'm not just going to stop at these two books, but these are the first two in probably a pretty expansive series to come. So I have a lot of work to do, and there is a lot to unpack here. So without further ado, let's get right into the manuscript today. I'm excited to share Synchronous Universe with you. Honestly, we're getting right into the meat and potatoes, and I'm excited for this is chapter 2, part 2. Again, we have covered the beginning of this book in the previous video, so they're sort of in sequence. So just however, you can click on any videos. There's no particular order, but we went through Peaks and Valleys first, and there's an audio book that I sort of compiled on YouTube that's available. Free audio book. I think it's video number 22 in the playlist, and all the other videos that have great elaborations and sharing different perspectives and insights on this material. It is kind of compactified, so this is what I'm dedicating this playlist to, in order to bring this to as many people as possible and provide as much utility as I can, as honorably as possible. So let's get to it. Again, I'm grateful to have everybody here. Make sure to, if you will, like, share, subscribe, and stay updated with the channel, or share this with anybody who this may help. This will tremendously help this channel grow, and it means the world, especially right now. So let's get into it. Chapter 2, part 2 is what we're reading today, and this is Anatomy and Physiology, Habit, Consciousness, Memory, Imagination, and Reasoning. Alright, this is a great one, so as always, please get your papyrus and pen, or whatever it is that you wish to take notes with. And I will say again and again, I encourage everybody to take notes. Alright, also, get relaxed, get comfortable, and take a deep breath. Alright. The conscious and subconscious mind are but two souls with a single thought, and the unity of their heartbeat is inherent in the organism that gives the individual life force intelligence. From a physiological point of view, habit is an electrical pathway of discharge formed in the brain, blazing new pathways as stimulus. New electric and magnetic impulses, both mental and physical, can overcome resistance offered at the synapses. Good habits and techniques simplify our movements. Technique, mental and physical, makes them more accurate, amplifies their energy. Personal well-being and efficiency are intertwined with the acquisition of healthy habits. Here is an important note. Habit diminishes the conscious awareness of the thought or action being expressed. There is potential here for the habit to become automatic after a continued period of repetition. This association can become a superpower as well as a suppressor. The mental capacity, areas in the brain associated with autonomous systems, can be opened and amplified, however, must be kept in balance. For the habit will become master of the individual with no awareness to this matter. The student acknowledges these electrical stimuli, gives us intention to directing and controlling the energy patterns accordingly. Responsibility. Repression of these electrical forces imbalances electromagnetic currents of the individual, causing conditions in the nervous system that induce various forms of nervous breakdown. This awareness encourages the individual to note the advantage of substituting or replacing one habit or energy pattern with another, rather than complete repression or suppression of the electromagnetic communications and intelligence fields of the human biological systems. I'll pause for a moment and just reflect briefly. So, we have to understand that anything we are doing essentially becomes part of our program or our script that we're playing out in our own movie, scene to scene, moment to moment. So to be able to understand this power of repetition, we can take full agency, harness and employ these faculties to program our preferred ideal, our optimized awareness as we continue to reshape and refine ourselves. Again, this repression or suppression of the electromagnetic fields is what causes these imbalances, these stagnation loops of our prana, of our life force essence. So this effort to balance our thoughts, our entire systems, biophysical systems, to an equilibrium, you become master of thyself by practicing this. It's not a point in time that which you receive a gold star. However, this has to be a continued effort. So you don't want these patterns to be masters of you, and you want to be in a complete awareness. And that is at the beginning why it's noted in the text that habit can diminish the conscious awareness. That's like going, if you smoke cigarettes or if you have smoked before, and once you get, in the habit, the energy pattern, you just go and grab your box and light one up at certain times, depending on when maybe it's your lunch break, maybe it's after your meals, or before. People will have this ritual of when they pull their cigarette out. And if you smoke, I'm not saying any, there's, you do you, boo-boo. I have videos if you're interested in quitting smoking, by the way. Check out that playlist, seriously. That was the first thing that I started making videos on YouTube about. I stopped at 30 videos. There's plenty of information in there, and it's essentially the reason I'm even noting this is because I'm applying the same mental techniques and strategies I reprogram my subconscious to just not want them anymore. And it wasn't a matter of you have to master your ego, master that lower nature of yourself that's always trying to pleasure itself in the sensuous realms. So that's where this balance comes in, and it's so written here. I tried to write this so that when you go back to it, every time you go back to this at a different part of your awareness, this is a utility for you to resource. It's not a true, I'm not saying this is like truth or anything like that. This is I designed these words specifically for the individuals who are engaged and intrigued in this course of expansion. So it's my responsibility to convey this as honorably as I can and explain this as straightforward and clearly as I can. We have a lot to unpack. So hopefully we got the juices flowing and we're about to get into this. So let me pull this page back up for you. Okay. Human consciousness and inner awareness are intertwined, as a state of being is the expansion and development of a relationship one has with all that is. So here again, we're just embracing the darkness, our shadow. We're embracing the good parts and the bad parts of everything, of who we are, the nature of our being. Know thyself. The subconscious mind, a primary component of the individual and collective, is indelibly impressed by every experience of life. And I'll say this one more time. The subconscious mind, a primary component of the individual and collective, is indelibly impressed by every experience of life. The universe and the Akashic records, the collective subconscious mind, and the individual subconscious in the life experience. The subconscious mind does not depend on solely the brain for existence, as it is the immortal part of man, soul, and is capable of sustaining and existing independently of the body and even containing egregores which are discussed in previous chapters. Subconscious mind interweaves the intuitive and spiritual side of life, revealing to the individual insight that the conscious mind has no conception of until the vibrational impression consummates. The subconscious carries out the best impressions it is given unless intercepted and redirected by conscious mind. It heals the body and keeps equilibrium as encouraged, for it is powerful in the formation of all habits. So if you're telling yourself some negative stuff, being or to other people, or your frequency of thought, your thought forms are being shaped to illness, towards a mental state of illness, well, this is the power in the formation of all your habits, which preceding are your thought forms, your energy patterns in their formative nature are your thought forms, which are very much living, alive, and powerful. The all-powerful, as a matter of fact, and even strengthened when manifested through the word, through the vibration of your voice. And the thoughts have the ability to travel faster than the speed of light, far faster. So this is the spear that can break through the portals in your inner awareness as you continue your course of expansion and learning and unraveling that creative essence that's inside of you. So hopefully this is some good notes for you to gather on the subconscious as we're getting through chapter 2, part 2. And again, if you have any questions or concerns or comments, just please don't hesitate to reach out to me. There's multiple ways to do that, which I'll talk about later. All right. The subconscious is awareness of God's presence within you and keeps the personality in peace and quietness. So the generator, operator, and destroyer, you taking full agency and responsibility as the generator, the operator, and the destroyer of you. This is know thyself. Generator is the creator, the Brahma in the Hindu Trinity. The operator is, before I get these, don't let me get these confused. The operator, which is the O in God, is Krishna. And Siva is the destroyer. Siva is the destroyer, which is the D. So this is the power of the creative Trinity, within you, in the inner alchemy that you do with full agency and responsibility. The master of all of you. So the subconscious is awareness of God's presence within you and keeps the personality in peace and quietness, being the master of the ego, the lower nature of the animal nature, the bestial nature of our being. It governs and controls. Excuse me. Let's get it. Right here, guys. We're right here. The subconscious is awareness of God's presence within you and keeps the personality in peace and quietness. It governs and controls all vital functions of the body automatically, as its highest powers consisting of intuition, faith, spiritual insight, and perception, telepathic power, clairvoyant ability, seat of the emotional expressions, and perfect memory. What is known as memories, collectively stored in the subconscious, determine a substantial extent of our ways of thinking and acting. All that is not being thought of at any given time is subconscious. So we're weighing in on some different perspectives as we go through subconscious. So let this resonate. Again, jot down your notes. There's much more to dive into with this subconscious. So again, there's a lot to unpack. So the ability to recall or conscious intention to renew or remember, bringing from the collective storehouse of memories above the threshold of consciousness, is called a good memory. For the student, this acknowledgement is desirable as we also look at the partnering faculties of imagination, recombining and rearranging binding memories into original combinations. Imagination is the opposite of concentration, and the ability to harness both at will are invaluable assets to the alchemist. In future material, concentration will be noted in further detail. For now, to summarize this section, the art of reasoning will be briefly regarded as it is a great mention in relationship to the notes. Oh. See how it does that sometimes. All right. Oh, here we are. Reasoning, or the recall, comparison, analysis, abstraction of definite memories for decision making, well known as judgment. All of these thoughts require intention, awareness, healthy exercise, and expression for their development and expansion. If the cerebrum is depressed by dis-ease, toxicities, and harmful chemicals, even fatigue, some of these higher powers of the individual can be severely damaged and even lost. Okay. Much has been discussed in the first two chapters, and the individual is encouraged to take some of this material and commit to some methods of application. So here's the real true power within you, is consistency to this commitment to expand on these faculties, which is unraveling the boundless creative potential within your life spirit. That is the perpetual self-contemplation of the life spirit. That's the sacred fire within you. That's why your body is consistently working towards homeostasis and equilibrium. These formative divine intelligences that flow through you, they're surging through the nature of your being. These are faculties that we must recall. I forget who it is. Is it Socrates or somebody saying all learning is recollection? So we're here to help each other, remind each other of all of these divine powers within us. And go back to the last video, or maybe the video before, or just watch any of these videos. I bring this up in different videos. The polarity parameters that have been strategically designed to trap the ego, to trap humanity in consciousness. All right, so these are the faculties, the divine technologies that give any human with the intention and will and willpower, and efforts and consistency, ability to transcend humanity's trappings of the ego and getting stuck in polarity. This is the whole black and white symbolism and the checkerboard, chess, red versus blue, you name it, you name it. Okay. Commit to some methods of application. There is no need to hesitate. The practice and exercise of some of these ideals, as untapped potential is within the individual at ready and accessible. The cultivation of the infinite creative process is the life spirit in perpetual self-contemplation. Divine infinite intelligence, God, life spirit, surges within and without. Prana, life force, harmonious with the laws of the universe, in omnipresence form as all that is. God, generator, operator, and destroyer. All right. Ooh, of course, bringing up Law of 7. A little, okay. So this is a great place to pause. Actually, now that I'm looking at this, I'll close out with this statement and we'll open again with this statement in the next video. The Law of 7 in the Kabbalion, one with all that is, and unraveling your truth. So, to the student of God and astral traveler, please remember the power of the subconscious mind is of the most potential forces in human nature, and when intelligently directed, the most benevolent. It can also be non-benevolent, but pure love, the ultimate power in its benevolence, are of the strongest in human nature. But like every other power in nature, when improperly directed, destructive force is equally as potent. So you have to use these responsibly. The destructive force, the sustaining force, the preserver, Krishna. These are all aspects or human archetypes, human archetypes that are symbols to encourage you to expand on the symbol so that your mind strengthens itself in its course of expansion. You're programming your subconscious through these symbols. So you're attracting the power through utilizing these as a resource. These are meant to be decoded metaphysically, soulfully, through the mind of all that is possible, all of your potential. This is unraveling your truth essentially, or in the practice of, which is just like the life spirit is perpetually fluid and flowing, unless it's stagnate. Well, even in stagnation, it's moving. It's just not fluid or flowing. Similar to damming up a river or a stream. And of course, acknowledging that this is part of a much larger tributary system that leads to a ocean at some point and recirculates in an even larger cycle. The anatomy of the human is the cosmos and earth, the heavens and earth. So, destructive force is equally as potent. Utilize this. That's not a negative thing. That's not a negative aspect. That is you having absolute agency as the generator, the God, as God. And you see the rituals that take place, especially the chaos that takes place by people who practice the destructive forces for malevolence, for maliciousness. These are both inherent in nature. You have the responsibility for the good and the evil within you. Full responsibility to embrace you. These keys are to be able to work in the dark, to work in darkness with your light. You endeavor through darkness with the light of your spirit. This is darkness. The light is born from the darkness. This is why the subconscious blueprint, the darkness, is the imagination, or the blueprint for the imagination, which we just talked about, these different techniques and faculties, mental faculties, that can be harnessed and employed, including visualization, as we develop our own strategies and techniques in our magical systems that we create and take agency of, generating, creating, sustaining, and destroying. Creation, preservation, and dissolution. Those were the words I was looking for. Okay. And that's Brahma, Krishna, and Shiva, respectively, I believe. Okay. So, I believe we have covered a decent bit for today. This concludes Chapter 2, Part 2. Again, please reference this as much as you will and check out these other videos. And please reach out to me with any questions, concerns, insights. There's no dumb questions. And once again, of course, as always, if you made it to this end of the video, I really appreciate you. And I would take it that you are intrigued to learn, and you are on a journey of whatever you would like to call this. It's your journey. I'm just grateful to be a part of it. I'm grateful to be here. So, is there any other notes that I have, guys, for today? Let me see. It's almost like I want to go over a piece of this a little bit more, because I mean, you guys, of course, can play this back at your will, as you desire. Yes, last piece. All right, I really want to put a little focus on, well, I guess not. I don't want to focus in on any one particular part, but as it is said here, even, is an important note that habit diminishes the conscious awareness of the thought or action being expressed. So part of this course in general is to have this full level of awareness of the moment and being absolutely immersed in the present moment and not thinking about, I mean, it's not like it's bad to think about the past or the future, but immersing yourself in the moment allows you to be here now. And that in its course, in its trajectory, to me, is sort of responsibility. That gives you clarity in the moment to take that ability to respond. If your thoughts or mental faculties are in the past, not in the moment and not present, how can absolute clarity be ascertained in the present moment? And the habit diminishes the conscious awareness after a continued period of repetition. So this is your ability to acknowledge it and become one with this awareness so that you can manage all of your relationships with this agent, with this level of agency. Again, it's just noting that this could be, you could use this as a weapon against yourself without knowing it. So this is just why I'm presenting it this way, to bring it to some synchronicity and make it available and digestible as best as I possibly can for anybody that is resonating and receiving this sort of information. I'm obviously a fish in the ocean, a drop in the pool here, and I'm grateful to have encouragement and inspiration from other people who have similarly been seeking their own truth of who they are, the nature of their being, how to optimize their own awareness in this hologram or physical construct, matrix, whatever you want to call it, and not get attacked by Agent Smith, to keep that short. So power up. The power is within you. I'm just a reminder and assisting in helping everybody remember the divine power within you that's constantly flowing through you and surging through all potential. And all your potential is accessible for you with the efforts and consistency, the willingness, the willpower to unravel all of these forces. So, I hope everybody enjoyed the presentation today. If not, that's okay too. Definitely check out some others in the playlist, and remember to, again, please, I don't like to say it's too much, but for now I will consider showing some love to the channel or sharing this with somebody. Subscribe to the channel and check out some other videos in this playlist or the other playlists as well, which have some different some cool different stuff. I have some backpacking topic playlists, traveling, some nature related playlists, and I have an esoteric exploration playlist with synchronicities and symbolism for the year of the snake. I have music. I produce music as well. I don't mention that much. If you scroll down on the home page, you'll see my music channel. Lots of instrumentals for you to enjoy if you would like. I'm going to keep making a lot of music in the future. I make some now, but I don't release it. So I hope that you enjoy the collection that I have thus far, or at least a couple of sounds. And that channel is available if you would like some beats. You can also check the music out on any of the streaming platforms. It's available on all music streaming platforms. And once again, everyone, it is Tuesday here, and it is hot, a hot day in July. I do hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your week. I might be back, sorry, I was looking at something. I might be back later this week for another video presentation. We're going to pick up from, just to be on this, let's get on the same page before we head out, to pick up from chapter 2 part 3, which is page 43 of Synchronous Universe. If you have picked up a copy yourself, Again, this is a workbook that's available completely free on this playlist, and also available if you would like to get a copy for yourself, and the ultimate way to support and invest in yourself. So, support the channel and support me and invest in yourself. So very much appreciated to all who have done that already. It really means the world. And really, I do encourage anybody to take full advantage of what I have on the playlist. Okay, that's it for today, everyone. Again, I wish you a wonderful rest of the week, and as always, please take care in your endeavors, and I will see you in another video. Much love. Peace.